The legend of Ogopogo has been around Okanagan Lake for years and years. Exactly what the mythical monster looks like is unclear. The name Ogopogo comes from a music hall song about a creature whose mother was an earwig and his father was a whale. Most popular images of Ogopogo suggest a snake-like creature 15 to 40 feet long. So, to create an underwater likeness of Ogopogo is no easy undertaking. Putting a stationary object under the waters of Okanagan Lake is not an easy process. The waters are under control of the National Coast Guard, Navigable Waters Section. An application detailing the site is selected, the nature of our statue, the topography of the site, and the depth of the statue must be submitted and approved. Next, an Ogopogo has to be designed. To get the snake-like body commonly associated with Ogopogo, we used aluminum tubing. Aluminum also does not rust or break down. Once all the moving and bending is complete, a basic form has emerged from which to build on. The first coating over the aluminum is urea foam to give the creature bulk and shape. The foam, though, is buoyant, and weight must be added later on to help it sink. Once the foam dries, it must be shaped. The next step is the fiberglass coating. It comes out as fiberglass chop and is rolled smooth. It's green when wet and changes to brown when it's dry. Of course, both sides have to be done. The final coat and the coloring of the creature is the gel coat. The colored gel coat is used to avoid using paint, which can flake off underwater. Once the gel coat dries, 350 pounds of concrete is put inside, and it's time for a test float. Divers are on hand to help and to videotape underwater. There are many reasons for the test float. One is to see how far down in the water the creature will float. One for effect, the other for towing up the lake. In his first try, the creature was too buoyant. It was also top-heavy. Experts take notes and measurements to decide how much more weight has to be added. The statue has to be neutrally buoyant so that when it's filled with water, it sinks, and once attached to the concrete blocks underwater, it stays put. It's decided about another 400 pounds of concrete should be poured inside the hollow body, so it's back to the shop. Now it's back to the water for a second test. Again, the idea is to observe how high the statue floats and how much water it draws.
Okay.
This time, it's much better. There is more of the creature underwater now. Floats are now attached to make sure it floats easily when pulled, and they act as outriggers to stop it from tipping over.
That'll tow, there's no problem at all.
A little test to make sure the statue floats and moves easily and is in balance in the water. Oh, the hard part is complete. The construction is done. The project is ready. The statue was towed to PEACHLAND Marina for the July 1st ceremonies.
A couple of folks on to say a few words, and also at this point we want to recognize and acknowledge the people who really made this whole event possible, because they got in, did the work, donated the money, the effort, the time, and the goods, and the secret sauce that goes into making an Ogopogo. Let's say a good morning and have a round of applause for the folks here at PEACHLAND Marina, Karen Scalvania and Brian Lovick, and all their staff who are hosting here. To the creators of the item, Ron Kent and his fine crew of creators at K5 Manufacturing in Summerland. Ron Kent and our sponsors are Husky Oil and also the Marine Center, and Vern Fontana is here. Anyway, we appreciate your support as well. And of course, the one guy who was, I think it was his idea, if it wasn't, he stole it and kept that a secret. It was his idea to get this thing done, and getting it done was the tough part. He got everyone together, he quarterbacked the whole thing. He got to meet a lot of really interesting people in the bureaucracies of various governments we have. This news director from CKIQ, Mike Guzzi, is the guy who really spearheaded and drove this thing through.
No launch is complete without a champagne christening. Then it's hookup time and the ride to Kelowna from PEACHLAND. The trip to Kelowna is about 20 kilometers. Several official boats plus other private ones accompany the creature. A wonderful sight for those on the water, under the water, and on the shore. The ride to Kelowna takes about 3 hours. Top towing speed is 10 kilometers per hour. After that speed, it would push more water and start to dive down. No problems came up on the ride from PEACHLAND to Kelowna.
Oh, his wife drove the van down here, Mom. There's his wife. She must have drove his van.
Even with the downpour, people turned up to have a glimpse of the new creation before it moves on to Paul's tomb to be submerged. A few lucky ones got a ride on the last leg of the journey. Once at Paul's tomb, divers ready the creature for the dive to the bottom of the lake. First, the floats must come off.
Gotta take off that middle one too. What would you like?
The many plugs must be removed so water can fill the hollow cavity, providing the weight for a slow, controlled descent. The water flows in the bottom slowly and pushes the air out of holes at the top. It takes 50 cubic feet of water to fill, which weighs 3,000 pounds on land, but in water, it's neutral. The statue will only become slightly negatively buoyant. A final wave goodbye. The drop to the bottom is slow and controlled. Once down, Ogopogo is fastened to concrete blocks. The job stirs up the lake bottom. Soon, Ogopogo is home in Okanagan Lake, in about 7 to 10 meters of water. A pat and a kiss for luck. And then it's time for divers and snorkelers to enjoy. Not many can say they have been underwater with a 7-meter-long Ogopogo, but now many will.